Welcome, you guys. I am doing a weekly vlog this week because last week, I think, or maybe the week before, I did a vlog and it went over pretty well. So, we're going to do a cozy weekend into the week vlog, and this is going to be more personal content. Usually my content is based all around healthy lifestyle and metabolic wisdom and me being a holistic registered dietitian, but I kind of think it might be fun if I go through a week in the life and it just be super fun, super cozy, fall, all the things. So it's actually Wednesday. I got my hair darkened, so that's different. And yeah, it's a Wednesday afternoon. I just got done seeing a few clients and I'm about to go over to our house that my husband has been flipping with his partner, which is my brother-in-law. And I'll show you guys the flip. I'll show you guys the house. I think it's super fun to show that. But something that I have been working on lately has been getting ready for Christmas. And I don't want to completely forget about fall, but I'm just not sure if I'm feeling it this year. And I historically have been so into like fall and I love Halloween, and like for years I've been somebody who like celebrates Halloween, dresses up for it, all the things. And this is the first year probably in like ever, honestly, because I dressed up all through college, all in the last few years when I was a kid. I mean, maybe high school I didn't dress up, but like I think this is actually the first year that I've not had like a Halloween costume, either hosting a Halloween party or had a Halloween something to go to. And that's kind of weird and kind of different. But this, I don't know why. For context, I am a Christian, what I believe to be a very strong Christian. I'm Presbyterian. Let's be honest, I'm not super charismatic, but like something in the air just feels different this year. And maybe it's my content algorithm. Maybe it's the fact that like I've seen so many Christians like post why they don't celebrate Halloween, but it just feels kind of weird this year. And I don't know. I think honestly, it's something in the air, like with everything and everybody, and just like our society nowadays. Like, I feel like if you feel the shift, you feel it. If you don't, you don't. But I feel it kind of just like this energetic shift to where, like, you either are a Christian and you do all the Christian things, or you're not and you do all the not Christian things. I feel like there's just the chasm is becoming very wide. And I know that's a very heavy thing to talk about on like a vlog, when I'm like talking about Halloween and like fall decorations. But yeah, it just feels weird this year. So I'm kind of skipping and we're going straight into Christmas. And one of the things I'm going to do this weekend, it is Halloween in 2 days. So we're not really celebrating, but we're going to one of my besties' houses with some of my other really close friends and their husbands. And we're all just going to hang out and hand out candy because they have like 1,000 people. Literally, I'm not kidding, like 700 to 1,000 is what is expected to come into their neighborhood and trick or treat. And it's like one of those like really safe, like 90s neighborhoods, which luckily I live in a town where like most all of our neighborhoods are pretty safe. Even the bad ones are much safer than what you'd get in like a big city. But I don't know. I'm really excited about that. We're just going to potluck it because Sunday, if I can get everything done between our little social events, if I can get everything done that I want to get done around our new house, in order to decorate for Christmas, that would be amazing. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Let me show you the really cute Christmas ornaments I've been making these last 2 weeks. I'm so excited. I have been Pinteresting so many things, and I love Pinterest, and I just want to make my Pinterest my reality, not to be too like consumerized, but honestly, a lot of what I put on Pinterest is just creative projects. Lately, I've been making felt ornaments. So I made 10 of these little figs. I think about figs at Christmas. They're beautiful. They're like kind of this like burgundy color. Bring us a figgy pudding. Like, I mean, I'm having what I call an organic Christmas. All of my friends have like a Christmas theme. Like one of my friends, she does jewel tones and it looks great. Another friend of mine, she is very like bright colors and like blue willow. So she has a bunch of like ginger jars, and she has like these cute neon, like a neon Christmas. and it feels very Anthropology, and it's so cute. And then my other friend, she's like more of a soft pastel, goldish pink, like Christmas. So cute. I think my sister's gonna do like a Ralph Lauren Christmas, and I'm doing what I'm calling an organic Christmas, where we just have really cute, I mean, I'm not just doing felt ornaments, I just made these, but we're doing like, I want people to feel, I love a Ralph Lauren Christmas, I feel like that's super popular this year, but I want people to feel like they're in like a cozy cabin. I want them to feel like it's organic. A lot of the elements from outside are brought in. This is my pomegranate, and they're supposed to have little things. You know how pomegranates have like the top part? I just realized that that's upside down. Whatever. So cute. I love the beading. These things on top are just, you know, what I'm gonna hang them with. And honestly, even if you don't know what these are, I think the fact that they're red and beaded, you know, it does a job. And I just think they're really cute. So we're doing that. And these are the ribbons that I got from Hobby Lobby to put on my wreaths. I've gotten the wreaths that look really real. And so I'm excited about those. But everything that I have is going to look like cozy homemade cabin. Like one of my ornaments looks kind of like quilted. And these are, you know, of course, felt. But then I have like clumps of mistletoe, and also we're going to do a lot of lights, and I don't know, I think it's just going to be cozy. And I have a lot of greenery that I bought off TikTok Shop that I'm very excited about, and it actually looks really good. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So another thing that I have been working on is decorating, kind of doing what I can to decorate. Decorating is hard. Like, my friends say that I'm good at it, but I think they're just being nice. Because everything is much cuter in my head. And we have a really small house. We wanted a small house because we wanted to be more minimalist. But one thing that I think I have done well, actually, I say me, my husband has done well, is making this. This, we did a DIY frame TV, and I love it. It just pops on and off, and you can see it's like super thick. We did all the detailing ourselves, just added like trim, and the TV's kind of tilted down right now, but like it usually is like tilt up a little bit more. I just don't know how to fix it because I messed it up. But yeah, so this is what we're working with. This is my gallery wall that I plan to add to, and have it just like super big and just tons of pictures. And then I'm eventually going to change this out to something like super long. And yeah, we're working with a really small living room, so that's what we're doing. But one of my projects this weekend is to finish this fireplace, at least the mantle portion, so that I can hang greenery on it for fall, or for Christmas, excuse me. And then I need to finish my Vena hood because we've not finished that yet, and I want to put a wreath on there for Christmas. And yeah, I just really want it to be done because I'd love to do a little video in my kitchen, but the camera would be over here, and that's not done. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I have loved my fall stuff. I have like some cute pumpkins over there. It's kind of a mess in here, whatever. But yeah, I have been working on a lot of different things. But now it's time to go to the house that we're renovating, and I'll show you, and I'll give you a little tour to poo. And after that, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Probably rest or work out. Yeah. So we are at the house that we're renovating and flipping, and I'm actually filming this because I am the Diamond Construction social media manager, and I'm just taking this on to my YouTube vlog because why not? Isn't this like the cutest little cottage? We call it the cottage, obviously, because, you know, look at it. It's just so cute. Let's go inside. I'll give you all a tour. This is the living room and the kitchen. the one of the bedrooms. Let me get my shoes off. Master, I would go in there, but we just mopped. Upstairs is a loft. This literally did not even have a floor. I love this little door. Laundry room. It's just small, quaint, and cute, but it has a pretty big backyard. Now it's time for me to work. I had seen all my clients and I wanted to do something outside, so I did like a 20-minute workout and then I went and walked with my weighted vest. We're very into rucking these days because I and like not even just like walking with my weighted vest, but I've been doing like everything in my weighted vest because I don't really have a ton of time just to walk for hours and hours and hours. I'm not really running right now. I should be, but we've been rucking, and then I did about 2 miles, and then I was like, I really want to work on my yard. And I've been digging up patches of grass from our flower bed so that we can get ready to mulch and not have to worry about grass. And I've been transplanting the grass in our backyard because it's pretty, we did a lot of dirt work to have this big, like, covered seating area. And so it's a little tore up, and I just have been adding grass slowly but surely. It's so small to the backyard. But now, since it's nice outside, like it's so crisp, like the perfect weather, I decided that I would open all of the windows in our whole house and just let our house air out so that tomorrow when I clean the house, we deep clean and the air is fresh, and I've had my rainbow going, so like it's circulating the air and all the fans are going, and I just think, I'm like, yes, this is it. So I'm really excited. I'm going to get on my laptop and finish up some work, and then I'm going to read my book. But while I was walking, and while I was just, doing yard work and stuff, I love to listen to a podcast, and I think it kind of goes along with me, like pulling just a tad bit back from my business. I've also been just a little burnt out with like all this health information and a health podcast and health, hack your health. And I don't actually think it's good for anyone's health to listen to so many health podcasts and to outsource so much information to so many different people with so many different opinions. And I've been really looking for like more lifestyle type of podcast. I love something that's going to make me giggle. So I do like The Toast. I thought about listening to Good Hang with Amy Poehler because she's funny. There's a podcast called That's the Point. I love that podcast, and I'm even on their Patreon. It's Kristen Johns. She's been my OG favorite influencer for my entire life, pretty much. She does it with one of her best friends, John Volk. And then there's Suzanne Hendricks, who does I'm Fun Now, and that's been pretty good. But I historically have listened to a lot of like 1,000 Hours Outside, Hormone Healing RD. I love the Fully Nourished podcast with Jessica Ash, although some of her ideas are like they sway a little new age. And as like a Christian, I'm like, ooh, I don't know about this. And I love the Village Sessions podcast with Corey Meloy. I think that's how you say her last name. But I just wanted something different. Like, I'm looking for something that is like, okay, they're a traditional Christian family, entrepreneurs, but kind of holistic, but like opting out of stuff. And I had found this podcast called Now That We're a Family by Elisha and Katie Voidberg. Not sure if that's how you say their last name. Voidberg? Not sure. It's actually technically a kids and family podcast, but they talk just about all of like the entrepreneurial take your life and your family by the horns podcast. I used to love the podcast that Jeff Bethke and his wife Alyssa did, and I cannot remember for the life of me what that podcast was called, but if he were to come out with anything else that that was good. Oh, it was called The Real Life Podcast. That was a really good one. And he has also a Forming Mid podcast that I feel like would be really good, but I am not a man, so there's that. But if you have any podcast recommendations for someone who is like holistic but not wanting to listen to podcasts that are health podcasts, because I have my own health podcast, but also like maybe people are like low-key holistic, they align with like Christian values, but also like the type of Christians that are going to like opt out to things and like take control of their own lives and like live alternatively, but aren't just talking about the same old thing all the time. I think that'd be great. And I really want to have my sister on my Metabolic Wisdom podcast. And although my Metabolic Wisdom podcast is a health podcast, I kind of want to have her on for a cozy episode where we talk about like faith, womanhood, her motherhood journey, and like all the things in between. So we'll see if that happens, because my sister's my best friend and I feel like our conversations are just like cozy and fun. But yeah, I'm probably going to enjoy this afternoon where it finally feels decent outside before it gets just super cold and the weather just is downhill from here until March, honestly, in Mississippi. But yeah, we're just going to enjoy it while we can, read a book, and just eventually cook dinner. I just got back from helping clean the house that we're flipping that I showed in the last clip. And it's about like 5:30 at night or in the afternoon. And I'm waiting on Tucker to get home, probably about to make dinner and listen to a podcast. He found a podcast that seems very interesting. I can't remember. It's the Sean Ryan Show, and they're interviewing someone who has done documentaries basically on mega churches and the church as a system. And it's very interesting because it's directed by a Christian. So we're probably going to listen to that podcast. But I wanted to talk a little bit about personal stuff, but also how that correlates to what I've learned over the years about our nervous system as women, as a holistic health practitioner and stuff. And it's kind of weird because it relates to my business as well. But in the last few months, we've decided to make the transition of me and my sister coming to work for my husband and my brother-in-law's businesses. And there's a few things in the works, and we'll probably transition into working for them almost full-time. Well, I'd say almost full-time, definitely full-time, in the next few weeks. And it's been interesting because I've not taken in new clients really, and I've discharged a lot of people from my practice, and I've dwindled down my schedule to where I'm just working with people who have like signed a contract or paid out to work with me for the next few months. And in my Fully Feminine program, which I'm still taking applications for, so if you're interested, you can go to my website, sarahchildersnutrition.com, and apply. But it's interesting because I've worked over 40 hours a week in my private practice as a holistic dietitian, working with women on their hormones and their gut health. And as somebody who's entrepreneurial and who loves business and has just as much of a passion for business that I do for health and, nutrition, I tend to have workaholic tendencies. And one thing that I've noticed in the last year or two is that the way I've worked in my practice and the way I've run my business is very girl bossy and not very soft girl. If you're like a Gen Z, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I've worked 50, sometimes even like 60 hours on my business a week. And everything that I teach or preach to my clients about, you don't need to overdo it. You don't need to overwork. You need to be aligned with your biological design. Women are meant for less stress. We can't handle that much stress. I think it's been interesting to see that play out in my own life and affect my own health. And I just feel just kind of low-key really relieved that I'm now doing this part-time, at least for the time being, because when it comes down to it, I'm a very traditional woman. I love the fact that my husband is going to be my boss and that we are going to have a family business and work as a family unit. And if we want to bring our, future children, into work with us, we can. If we want to opt out of things that we don't want to do necessarily, we can, because we've set up our lives to where we do have our own businesses. Therefore, we have a bit more autonomy than someone who may have a regular 9 to 5. And I feel like in the last few weeks, especially after me like discharging a lot of my clients out of my practice and stuff, and my schedule went dwindling down a lot, I've just been able to rest and reflect and to think about what I want my business to be and what depth I want to share, on my YouTube and on my podcast. And what I've learned in the last few months is that I do love the traditional roles. I do love being more of a helper. I do love not having to be so girl bossy and worry so much about how much money I'm bringing in every month. And on the flip side of that, also, I really love having the mental bandwidth and the time to do hobbies and to go outside and to ground and to, be in the sunshine and to do crafts that make me really happy and have that creation component to my life. So it's been very interesting, and I'm not sure how that's going to be construed since this YouTube channel is geared towards Sarah Childers Nutrition, my business. But that's just kind of how things have played out in the last few months. And it's been really interesting because I've absolutely never been the type to think that I would want to pull back at all from my business. And so to go from being full-time with it to all of a sudden deciding to do more part-time work is interesting, but it's because I have really made myself practice what I preach. And I have a mentor who has told me that I need to do that and has really challenged me. And it's interesting. So yeah, the next few days are going to be fun though, because tomorrow I have a good bit of consultation still, but then Friday I don't have any. And I'm just going to work on my house and things around here. And also if Tucker needs help with anything with the businesses, I'll help with that. But yeah, that's just some thoughts I had. I am back at it today. It is Thursday around lunch, and today is the day I'm seeing a good bit of clients. Tomorrow's Halloween, so it's a little crazy for other people, not really for me. But yeah, it's been one of those days where I am home for most of the day, so I feel like since I work from home, it's very hard for me to get anything done if I don't clean. So, of course, we've been cleaning the house between appointments, and before my appointments even started, I was able to stain my little hearth or my fireplace mantle, whatever, which felt really good because I really wanted to get that done. And even though I should probably wait, I do want to decorate for Christmas this weekend, so we'll see. But the plan is today to see my clients that I have to see, go by my old house and get the rest of my Christmas decorations and just look at what I have, and then do some exercise because I literally did not sleep at all last night. Like when I tell you, I probably slept for an hour. I'm not kidding. We just have a lot going on. Life is very stressful right now. I'm closing some of my availability for the week in my business. We have a lot of fires to put out with just our Airbnb and our old house, and then starting a new business and all the things. Like, it's just something every single day. And like, even though we are richly blessed and like this year has been so good, it has been the hardest year ever for us. And my husband and I, we have not been together very long. We've only been together for 3 years, a little bit over. And we got married pretty quick. So like, we've been married, for a little over 2 years. And this has been the hardest season, not really between us, but just surrounding us. So like, I do feel like it's like me and him against the world kind of thing. Like, it's just been super challenging. And, everybody says like, when it rains, it pours. And like, we feel that. So I told him this morning, we've got to get it together. We've got to not let life make us negative. We need to really evaluate how we respond to other people and situations and all the things. And that is just so challenging. And I think it's been great to nest and just be home and just kind of private, for lack of a better term. For the last few weeks, we've been really private. We've been very homebodies. We've been very, like, not leave our house very much unless it's just to work or go to the grocery store. So, yeah. I'm thinking I'm going to deep clean later, and when my husband gets home, I really want to work on our vent hood to try to get that done. So, yeah, that's what Thursday is looking like. It's really pretty outside, though. I have another appointment soon, but I'm thinking that I'm going to go on maybe a walk outside here or at the other neighborhood because it's a little bit more walkable. And I need to go to the gym. But when I don't exercise and when I don't get to be outside, I don't sleep. And I've noticed that about myself. Like, if I'm not exerting all of my stored energy, because I drink like a sip of coffee every morning. Like, I don't drink a full cup of coffee. I don't do that. I don't do that caffeine. I'm a naturally very wired, very tuned up person, very intense person, regrettably. And if I'm not able to get all of my energy, aggression, let's be honest, if I'm not able to get that out by exercising, I'm, for one, probably not the funnest to be around, but two, I do not sleep. Like, I don't get tired at night. Like, I'm literally just wide awake. And it's not one of those cortisol things where it's like, I wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. and I just, whatever. Once I go to sleep, I don't wake up. But, like, your girl literally could run a marathon at 9 p.m. So we really need to work on that because I cannot have more nights like this. Like, when I exercise, I'm getting 9 hours of deep REM sleep. Like, it's quality. So, okay, I'm updating my vlog. It is Friday at 1 p.m. and I've been having a big day. So what I've been doing today, yesterday we left off on me just relaxing and reading around the house, and I ended up cooking dinner, running some errands with my husband, and then we went to sleep. It was great. Woke up this morning, cleaned my house, went on a walk, and then I called my husband because we have this Airbnb. Actually, we have this house that we lived in, and it has not sold. And it's been the bane of our existence a little bit, but it's a beautiful house. It's a cute house. It's like a 2,500 square foot house in a pretty good neighborhood, but we wanted something smaller. We wanted to downsize. We wanted to be a little bit more minimal, and we didn't want as much to take care of. And it is an old house, so we wanted to be able to like redo something to where it felt new. So that's why we're in our new house that we're in. But since we have gotten rid of this house, not really, tried to get rid of this house, it's not sold. We actually found out that we could Airbnb it while it's on the market. So it's been on the market for about 8 months, and probably 6 actually, and we've been Airbnb-ing it out for the last month or two, and it's been really good. And we want to be able to actually make it super homey because it has like 50 to 60% occupancy, which basically means 50 to 60% of the time it is being rented out by somebody. And we don't really have any hotels yet in our town. We only have like 1 or 2. Another one's being built, but Airbnbs do really well here. And my husband was like, since we got some insurance money from a leak we had in this house and we filed a claim, he was, luckily, since he is a general contractor, he was able to fix the leak himself, but he was like, why don't you try to get a few things to make the house look homier, because we've taken so many of our decorations out to our new house and we didn't have it decorated that much to start with anyway. So that's what I've been doing today. I've been getting a bunch of stuff, and I'm a little anxious because I don't like spending money, and I know my husband is probably going to be kind of surprised by the amount I spent. And yeah, I also bought, like, I found at this antique thrift mall that we have with like a multitude of different booths and stuff, I found some things for the house, but I also found some things for our house, and I also found some clothes, like really good stuff, like Anthropologie shirts that were $100 with the tags still on that were like $8 or $10. I'm totally gonna do a haul on this little vlog or whatever of it, but yeah, I'm going to unload some of the things that I got today. most of it is like thrifted stuff from either Goodwill or the antique market, but I did go to Ollie's, and if you have Ollie's in your town, it's Ollie's Good Stuff Cheap. It's like the mascot, I guess you could say, is like an old man, and they sell things that are brand new but at a discounted rate. It's kind of like Dirt Cheap or like one of those discount stores, but they have really good deals. So I got extra sheets for every bed on there, and I also found a really good Allen and Roth huge lamp for only 20 bucks, which I thought was really good. And then so here's a hack. Usually every library has a pile of discard or just free books that they're getting rid of. And I want this house to look very Nancy Meyers, because on the outside, it's a cottage. It looks so Nancy Meyers. And I just think it would look so cute if it's like, I've seen this on TikTok where it's like Nancy Meyers meets Ralph Lauren, like vintage cozy vibes. And I think that this is a perfect house for that. And I think that if we're able to really spruce it up a bit on a budget, that not only will help with the Airbnb satisfaction, but also I think it'll help a lot with selling this house, because as some may or may not know, my husband is a contractor. We flip houses. That's one of the things that he does for his actual job in his business. And we see a lot of houses. We buy a lot of houses, we sell a lot of houses, and we just are able to kind of keep a pulse on what sells, what does well. We check Realtor all the time. Like, it's really hard when you're selling a house in a time where people aren't buying that much, but also we live in a place that is not like the rest of the United States. Like, when you live in a place where the market is low, but also like people aren't fighting for houses, like there's ample amounts of things at pretty good prices here, you kind of have to be competitive, and you kind of have to, people don't have an imagination when they're buying a house. Rarely, I'd say like 15 to 20% of people, oh, that scared me. Somebody is delivering a package, and it's fine. Whew, you have to be competitive, because people don't have, like 15 to 20% of people don't have an imagination when they go and look at a house. Many people aren't wanting to flip a house. They're not wanting to do all the renovations that you see on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. A lot of people, especially because men aren't really handy anymore and they can't do it unless they hire somebody, like many people just don't want to mess with that. So also, my double chin is just horrible right now, but it is the camera angle. But yeah, we are about to spruce it up. I hope it goes well. I hope this stuff looks good. I went to my local library, and they had a discard book tray. Not tray, but like a whole section of things that were just discarded. So I went and got a bunch of books just for free, because you have to buy them for like $3 at Goodwill, and that kind of adds up. And so why do that when I could go get those for free at the library? So we have Allen and Roth big lamp. We have new sheets. I got a really good deal on candles. There goes one of my receipts. Hope my husband doesn't find it. Now, why did I buy this? I don't know. I thought it was cute, and it's gonna go in our little study that we have, but I just got so much stuff. All those were free, so we're not really gonna count those. But yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking like cozy Nancy Meyers, like knickknacks. So imagine, I know y'all probably want to know what I got. So this brass with candles, all these candles, these hurricane thingies, this little cute painting, sheets, these books. I should have got more. It's fine. This big lamp. Oh, and I think I'm gonna put it right there, hang that up, and get rid of this, because this is awkward. I feel like that I'm not gonna buy dishes to do this with. So yeah, that's what we got. We also got some of those. Love this. Didn't get it today, but I own it. Also, this is the house. And I'm thinking of putting this up there. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not great at decorating. Health is really more my forte.